Naamka kumekucha, napita mama ngina nasikia chukua, baada ya muda na unademu wakishua expensive and looking utadhani ametua. Wacha nikwambie, dem alikuwa amevaa a black stretcher, a blue silky top and a pair of black sketchers, an African queen, a rare kind of species none of you has ever seen. Ako masava, jina ni Mustafa. No need for you to worry, we can keep it under cover. For real, never mind about your current lover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa.
Savez-vous parler français? Mikasa sukasa mbona unakaza? Mara ya kwanza
nikupeleke Casablanca,
Mombasa, Rosta, Salsa, come to Makasa.
Sasa ni mavolcha,
ngoja jua hautasafa, siwezi kukuchapa na tena nimeapa. Ni wewe ndo nataka, wengine misitaki,
ni magonjwa ni mengi. So wacha nikupe raha, mtoto wa Kikenya. Mimi nishasema, wacha nikupe raha, mtoto wa Kikenya. Nishasema. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Clap. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Clap.
Yo baby boo, nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi, sema baby boo. Nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi, sema nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi, sema baby boo. Nisho kile kitu nitadu. Nakona penda nasty basi, sema Savez-vous parler français? Mikasa sukasa mbona unakaza? Mara ya kwanza
nikupeleke Casablanca,
Mombasa, Rosta, Salsa, come to Makasa.
Ako masava, jina ni Mustafa. No need for you to worry, we can keep it under cover. For real, never mind about your current lover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Karibu pita ndani alafu ndo utadiscover. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa. Cheki Mona Lisa navyotingisha. Mimi nimebaki nimejazika. Wasee kila siku wanauliza na wazani nilifanya mpaka kajipa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Be to the most high. When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. If you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your judge of protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to you to better pray, oh you better pray and control your problems just fly away.
Usiku wote umelala, mashida ukiwaza, chuki umekujaza, matendo ya wengine kwako nayo ya kukataza kuishi vyema kwa raha. Funga macho weongea na Mola, umweleze nini kitakutoa kwenye mtego uliokushika. Ni baba yako pia rafiki yako.
Bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Say a prayer and I'll be okay. If you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to you better pray, oh you better pray, and control your problems just fly away.
A long time now, get a youth you a suffer just to get you some lunch and some supper. Things them go bad, always wrong, never proper. Check him to ani paka leo tuna suffer. In me ghetto there is no holiday. Man I lose direction and now them turn gay. Children have no toys and yes we want to play. Don't you worry, just kneel down and pray. Say come not to use, come not to use, come not to use and praying with me.
Bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Say a prayer and I'll be okay. If you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to you better pray, oh you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away.
Never put a scissor upon your naughty dreadlocks. Babylon, these are creating so much tension. Oh, get us through all this operation. So much tension, oppression in the nation. Still we go strong with the Jaja dedication. Get all you confused, oh this drug abusing. Please Jaja help them, their mind them are losing. Now we are kneel, together we are praying.
When like a chameleon digging for your deeper roots. When a complication, fire will reach you a suit. With an intervention from the one who gave the youth. That's a dedication. No more suffering, no more struggling. I get your youth. No more suffering, no more struggling. I get your youth, no suffering.
When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. If you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to you better pray, oh you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away. When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. If you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to you better pray, oh you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away.
Bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Yeah, I bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Yeah,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Shira gerera wendo to, to connect a remote gete ushera masako akejera geta osuzi koki maoro makwakutia kinga gora keda goro ma nyoda kusho wakaire osuzi koki hai suzi koki kale tuka mkamba suzi koki totane na sa
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hola, 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 beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and everybody that is waking up to the sound of Power Radio. Beautiful music right there. That was Muringi with Susie Koki. Thank you so much. It's good to have you join us this Monday morning. Chilly morning, I have to say that. At least in this side of Nairobi, I am overlooking the clouds forming. It has been doing a little bit of some showers here and there, but you know what? The cold will not stop us. We must continue. The show must go on. And I just want to say thank you for making the time to wake up with us right here on the Power Morning Drive show. My name is the Wanyoike. Yes, I do go by that name, so please call me that whenever you see me. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are Power Radio across all socials. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. We are Power Radio on our YouTube channel. And if you've not yet loved yourself enough to subscribe, please go right now, subscribe, hit on that notification bell, so that whenever we have something good coming your way, you definitely will be in the know. You can also find us on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, that is out of the way, but I have to tell you what exactly you should expect in today's lineup on our program. Of course, I start off with looking at the situation on Nairobi roads, because you need to know where to go, where to avoid, so that you can be wherever you're going in time. And then later on, we will get into the newspaper review, and my guest is already in studio, so we shall do some bits of the newspaper review together with my guest. And then much later on, we'll get into our conversation today. And my conversation today is one that I'm actually very passionate about. One, because I am a member of the church, and we are going to be looking at the political platforming of that happens, especially in churches, and more so the way that we've been seeing in recent years or in recent times, the political polarization that has been happening in the church arena, whether it be politicians coming to do their politicking at church services, whether it's the recent one that we've been seeing more and more of, which is politically motivated attacks happening. And we've seen the latest story being the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. 2 weeks ago, he was attacked in an Othaya church. And by the way, this is not just one of the attacks that has happened to him in a church setting. We also remember that there was a time that this same incident happened in a Munyiri church, just I think sometime last year. And so this is something that we have to talk about, and the question that we are asking today is, has the church become the Kenya's new political playground? When politicians think that they can send the message that they want to send by putting everybody in harm's way. Yes, we know that the target could be the former deputy president in that case. But remember, the church is a hub where everybody goes there to worship, including children. And so when you start unleashing things like tear gas and gunshots for when children are present, then it begs a question, really, like, what exactly are we doing? And how do we ensure that we move away from such polarizations, such I think it's a very wanting situation for us we cannot sit back and watch this continue happening. So that's the conversation that we are going to be having today, and just looking at what are some of the ways that we can ensure that we are mitigating this, and what are some of the philosophies that we need to sort of build and create, the narratives that we need to build and create around why this is dangerous and why it needs to stop. So that conversation coming up your way after we have our newspaper review. Again, the question is, is the Kenyan church the new political playground? Is the Kenyan church the new political playground? Start sending in your questions. Call us live. Also text us live. Send us a voice note. Our number is 0748 379 231. I say that one more time. 0748 379 231 is the number that you can get us on. And let's get this ball rolling. So let me do a quick run through of our traffic situation in Nairobi, and I think it just goes beyond saying, but we have to say the Thika Road. Let me start with Thika Road as usual. Traffic is absolutely chaotic today. We have traffic starting all the way from Kahawa Wendani, all the way to Githurai, down towards KCA University. So you guys just lock in, because the whole of that stretch is looking absolutely chaotic this morning. The Kiambu Road, just pockets here and there of traffic, but nothing much to complain about. It's just a little bit of a build up as you make your way from from the DCI area towards the Pangani intersection. Limuru Road is also the same, absolutely bumper to bumper. From Village Market making your way towards Karura, things are looking quite busy as well. Peponi Road busy as well. Peponi Road from Ankole Grill, things are looking absolutely chaotic on that front. Let me see, Lower Kabete Road is also quite busy from Zen Garden as you make your way towards the Spring Valley Police Station. If you can avoid the route, please make sure you do. Red Hill Link Road is also looking quite chaotic as well. Wayaki Way from the address area down towards the Safaricom house area, mambo yameshikana pale sana tena kwa sana. Let's jump into James Gishuru Road, which is incidentally looking very busy as well. As you make your way towards Lavington Mall as well, things are looking quite busy. That whole stretch from Gecko Cafe into the Junction Mall, which also is a spillover from Riruta. As you make your way from Naivas Supermarket Riruta, Naivasha Road, which spills over into the Junction Mall, then continues along Gong Road, Apoyo, Stretchotia, Prestige Plaza. Things are looking absolutely chaotic as well. So a little bit patience, guys. You'll be out of the woods in no time. Magadi Road is also not safe on your end today, especially as you leave shortly after Park Place. I understand there's a road construction which has been slowing things down on that end. Then from Galleria Mall, the traffic continues all the way towards the Western Hotel area. Then from T-Mall towards the Kenyatta roundabout, it's slowly but moving, so nothing much to complain on that front as well. Then Mombasa Road from the Panari Hotel, as you make your way towards the Nairobi West Hotel area, things are looking absolutely chaotic this morning. It's busy through and through. Moranga Road, busy. Ngara Road is also busy. Ojijo Road, things are looking very busy as well. Jogoo Road, nothing different actually. We have traffic happening all the way from Buruburu, Makadara, all that stretch as you make your way towards town. Cabanas, Manyanja Road, things are just looking very chaotic this morning. Embakasi, absolutely busy on that end as well. But in case where you are, things are looking better and you might want us to know, let me know. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive, and when you do that, we will get the people knowing which roads to avoid and which ones they need to leverage much on. But for now, let me take a quick music break. When we come back, we get into our newspaper review. We get to look at what has been happening in our local scene. So do keep it Power Radio, and I will see you after a short while.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Run. Run the rhythm. Danza jela umu, la viliisha mapema. Mapenzi yashanidhulumu, maisha haya ya sinema. Kwani tutakula mapenzi tu, swali limenivua heshima. Ipo siku nitafaulu, na roho yangu mimi nitaikinga. Ni salama nawe, napiga sala na nainama, lazima niname. Mbinguni nafika, yashamwagika na yatazoleka, siwezi shindwa, so ni salama nawe, salama. Yawa angomi jara, era olokorea chaya, abebi na sina ubaya, mielkoda mogika poke simotaya. Angomi jara, era olokorea chaya, abebi na sina ubaya, mielkoda mogika poke simotaya. Kiriziminataya, oh kiriziminataya, abebo kiriziminataya. Asebedo kamanyo manyonga gima maramari, me you anybody. Awino Mariana, ona umefanya biwanga jwer ulinidanganya, utakuwa pamoja kodanya kaje. Salama, salama nawe, napiga sala na inama, sharti niname, mbunguni nafika, yashamwagika, yatazoleka, siwezi shindwa, so ni salama, salama nawe, salama. Yawa angomi jara, era olokorea chaya, a baby na sina ubaya, melkoda mogi kapoki simotaya. Angomi jara, era olokorea chaya, a baby na sina ubaya, melkoda mogi kapoki simotaya. Kirisimnataya, kirisimnataya, oh kirisimnataya, abebo kirisimnataya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hate to bring this back up again. I wish that I was feeling different. I can't pretend I might need more medicine. It's getting worse for the poison sitting in. Out of my mind, cause you told me you love me, I'm waiting to prove. You tipped the scales when you didn't wanna lose it. Thought you knew cause you thought I was guarded. Planting the seeds but then water the garden. I don't wanna believe we said goodbye. At least I gave it a try. Cause I notice I'm afraid to be on my own. I know that it's better than pretending that you're still home. You become a stranger, don't need to stay for nothing. That's me being honest. You got a taste of my loving, and I got it back. And I remember, yeah, I remember. How could you defend it? Make me a contender, yeah. Even worse is I know that I know better. It's crazy how I lost my way, yeah. Ain't caught on a page, start a different chapter. Write out my happy ever after. I'm more than, but more than yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't believe we said goodbye. I know that I tried. I'm no longer afraid to be on my own. Cause I know that it's better. It's better than pretending that you're still home. You become a stranger.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
This man think he's a Casanova, man think he's a operator. Why lie the man he is fly, but man goya poesha. Showing off with this fancy car, showing off with this fancy house. Like a boss and moja, wafikiri wanitisha.
Sexy too, so he buy me a drink or two and expect me to go home with you. So mnyoma take a good look na songa mbele, pole pole, chunga brother usiteleze, sikiza basi nikueleze.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Oh Lord, am I moving too fast or too slow? Can we fall till we fall? Take down all of these walls. I like it when you call my name. Can we do it again? Kesho pia tuonane, kesho pia tukutane. Cause I really like what I see, and I really want what I see. I'ma need to get you closer. I'ma need to get you closer. I really like what I see.
Wanna take you home, wanna hear your tone, wanna hear you moan. Wanna make you climax, wanna ride it like that, wanna take you high. Time to make your knees go weak, yeah. This feels just like ecstasy, yeah. We're the perfect recipe, yeah. So serve it up for me, serve it up for me. Mimi nawe tunapendana, labda ikiwezekana, njoo tujaze hiyo kibaba, kibaba bila haya. Mimi nawe tunapendana, labda ikiwezekana, njoo tujaze hiyo kibaba, kibaba bila haya. I really like what I see, and I really want what I see. Oh. So I'ma need to get you closer, and I'ma need to get your clothes off, 'cause I really like what I see, what I see. Mimi nawe tunapendana, labda ikiwezekana, njoo tujaze hiyo kibaba, kibaba bila haya.
Mimi nawe tunapendana, labda ikiwezekana,
kuja tuvunje hii kitanda, kitanda bila haya.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
I pray that you will find a way in the middle of your storm. Hata kuende aje, everything will be okay for you. May Almighty guide your way when no one knows what you're going through. Hata kuende aje, don't worry, just push on through. Najua ni ngori, najua umelemewa. No matter what you're going through, everything will be okay for you. Najua ni ngori, najua umelemewa. I don't know what you're going through, but everything will be okay for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is Ajay by the one and only Billy Blank. It's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are Power Radio across all socials. You can also find us on our text line, call in live also, or send us a voice note. That is 0748379231. And let's get this Kiki on the road. All right. My guest is already in studio, and I'm pretty excited about that because when I see him, I know that we're going to have a very good conversation today. And I want him to introduce himself, and then I'll let us know what we are going to get into in just a while. It's really, really good to have you, Mr. Wipa, David. Yeah. Again, joining us for the second time, I think, on Power Radio. Time. Oh, this is that time?
I don't know, about third or fourth time.
Really? It can't be four. I'm not so sure. But you've been here for sure, yeah. Yeah, but for maybe our new audience members, they've not heard about you. Kindly introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can get into our next segment.
Oh, thank you, Han.
Yeah.
My name is David Wipa, a political scientist by profession. You also double up as a governance and analysis expert. So it is a pleasure to be here. This is not my first time here, and hopefully it is not going to be the last time being here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over the time, I have played an active role in shaping political opinions.
DCP, and that is Democracy for the...
I am a believer in progressive politics. I am a believer in the politics that is pro-people. And that is the basis in which my political ideology is informed.
Yeah.
So it is a pleasure to be here as we delve on matters of national pertinence.
Right. And one thing that you're not saying is that you are running for a member of parliament, Suna West.
Yes.
How is that going?
I have laid a very, very solid ground back at home because I am one person that believes in the politics of grassroots. That is why I have decided that I'm not going to run or I'm not going to do the urban politics.
Right.
Because I believe that I should give back to my community and that the expertise that I have that is also traced to back to my community that has brought me up. So I believe that it is my time to go and use the professionalism that I have and the skills that I have attained up to this level to go and alleviate the poverty that existed in my community for eons. And I tend to believe that when we mainstream politics of professionalism and politics that is progressive, then it is capable of transforming this country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to be honest and sincere, our people are yearning for change.
Yeah.
And we are the potential change drivers as the young generation.
Yes,
because we are visionary and we know where we want this country to be. And so I'm very optimistic that I am going to have the backing of my people, the full support of my people, and that I'm going to lay a potential campaign to topple the current leadership and to pronounce even the people that we are going to meet on the ballot. So I'm pretty confident that I have got the blessings of the people and the blessings of God.
Yeah.
And we are on the right trajectory.
Na utatuita kwa when the inauguration happens. Please make sure that Power Radio gets an exclusive on that, and all the best in your endeavors.
Thank you so much. You have also been a very great supporter.
Of course.
In terms of advisory opinion, in terms of you are the people who have been prodding me around.
Yeah.
Not to lose hope and to keep soldiering on.
Keep soldiering on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll be here in 2027. We will be here.
There is no luxury to surrender.
There is no luxury to surrender. I love that. But before we get into our discussion for today, I want us to just briefly look at maybe 2 or 3 stories that are making the headlines on the dailies today. And let me start off with what the Daily Nation is leading with. And on the cover of the Daily Nation is a very overwhelming cover, many pictures of cover pages that have been in the Daily Nation for a while. And the story or the title of the main story on the Daily Nation today is "Who Cares? Budgeted Graft. Officials say a third of the country's budget is looted." Now, is it that Kenyans have resigned themselves to fate, no longer care, or that grand corruption has simply become a way of life, given the muted reaction to multi-billion shilling graft exposés? While greedy officials continue looting public coffers, Kenyans bear the brunt of failing public systems, hospitals turning away from desperate patients who cannot afford medical bills, overcrowded schools running on empty, and agricultural produce rotting on farms due to dilapidated roads. In the past week, the sheer wastage at county level was on display, with governors pressed by senators over outrageous expenditures such as splashing millions on Christmas trees and housewarming parties. And diverting funds set aside for small businesses to finance political rallies. When will the merchants of corruption finally face justice and spare Kenyans already burdened by high taxes? So basically, this, I think the editor of the Daily Nation today has just decided to take stock of what has been happening, in terms of the country's budgeted corruption, as they're saying. We find ourselves at a crossroads again.
And that is the beauty of having a factual and an independent media, because you put things as plainly as they are.
Yeah.
And that is the tragedy of being under the ruleship of an ignorant government.
Yes.
The government that we have in place, the current dispensation, is a tone-deaf government.
Yes.
It is a government that has turned against its people.
Yeah.
Because the mega corruption or the scandals that we have been under this ruleship are just wanting. And that is simply because the independent institutions that are charged with the mandate of to ensure that the chapter 6 of the constitution, that is leadership and integrity, thrives, have been captured by the government. It has been captured by the executive. And so they don't operate under the law.
Yes.
And that is now the tragedy that we are in as a country.
Yeah.
The government is as ignorant to a level that is unprecedented. And you look at schools, our education system and sectors totally collapse. Our health sector is on its deathbed. Whatever goes on in this government is transaction. We are under a transactional government. And so this is something that we must bring to a cul-de-sac before 2027.
Right.
And so if the main question is who cares, and then I have to say that very confidently and with conviction that Kenyans are on their own. Nobody cares, because that is it is a jurisdiction of the government to take care of the people. That is the contract that the people had with this government before it came into place. And so it is only worth saying that the government that we have is a government that is incapacitated, and it is a government that is not reliable and we can never ever depend on this government for any change in the foreseeable future. So the best gift that we must give this country as a majestic and patriotic citizenry is to elect this government out and ensure that once these people are out, we follow the due process, the legalization, the litigation procedure, and ensure that these characters that have looted this country, the characters that have stolen money in tunes of trillions in this country, are taken behind bars.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what needs to really happen is the repatriation and reposition of the amount of money that these people have looted, the amount of resources that these guys have taken from the people. Because, and to be sincere, we are a people that are living in depression as a society. And this is something that has been facilitated by the government that has ensured that the people are impoverished, that ensure that the people lack the basic and social amenities that we are supposed to be getting from this government. So what really happens is that the people that we have in leadership positions, the top political echelons, they are being driven by greed. That is whatever is taking place in this government. We have a government that is totally not mindful about the citizenry. They have neglected us in totality. Whatever they are doing now is stealing and trying to bribe people so that they maintain or that they retain those positions, and that is something that we must bring to an end. And I am very optimistic that latest by 2027 we shall not have this menace again.
I hope we will not. I hope we will not. But even just looking at the clean, situation that we find ourselves in, I mean, come on, a third of the country's budget being looted. A third.
Whatever we see is the budget that we have, that is a corruption budget.
Yeah.
Whatever they budget for, it is budgeted for corruption. And you see the amount of debts that we have borrowed, the odious debts that we are compelled to pay while we haven't seen whatever they have done for us. So the debts, we borrow debts, like now if you check within the IMF indexing, we are the 7th largest indebtors by the IMF. And so these are things that have got ripple effects to the people, and that is why we can't acquire services. And this money has gone into pockets of a few individuals.
Yeah.
So, and this is something that I believe that can only be resolved by electing persons of integrity. And that is why individuals like us who deem themselves fit and deem themselves clean enough to clear this mess, that is why we have to come out very strongly and run for these positions. Because at the end of the day, Anne, we have to transform this country.
Yeah, but then now, what does social accountability look like? We have systems like the Auditor General, who I'm not so sure that they come out with a report and that they can easily convince Kenyans that they are doing the absolute best to ensure that there is the integrity and accountability, especially when it comes to public monies.
What I think the weakest link in this country, we have 2 offices that are charged specifically with this jurisdiction, because ideally the independent office, the office of the Auditor General.
Yes.
Anne Gadango, she has done tremendously well in terms of exposing this rot. She has given her reports and in the public domain. And even this information that we are having, that we are consuming out here, it has originated from that office. And now the 2 offices that have been captured very badly, and they are the ones that are impeding the prosecution and bringing these people to books, bringing the cartels to books, at the office of the ODPP and the EACC. Those are the offices that have been captured so badly, and these are the offices that we need to clean.
Yeah.
We really need to clean those offices in order to bring sanity into those institutions, so that Kenyans can get answers and Kenyans can have what they should be getting from this government or the national cake.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I know that this is not a discussion that ends here. There's definitely going to be a lot more such conversations in Kenya. So, but for the purposes of time, allow us to go into the Standard. And the story that they are leading with this morning is Season of Baits. As the clock ticks towards the 2027 elections, President William Ruto is struggling to change his image of a miser. For the last 3 years, launched policies that impoverished the people, sort of alluding to what you are talking about here, through heavy and unnecessary taxes that have killed businesses, increasing poverty and unemployment in the country. From a head of state whose speeches demanded a pound of flesh from the weakening and frail frames of Kenyans, to now pledges of tax exemptions for lower salaried workers, and talk around the Nyota program, which pundits dismiss as too little too late. So basically, the Standard newspaper today, they've decided to do a crackdown on the president. And that story is actually on the page 2 of the Standard newspaper, saying that the president's tokenism targets payslip holders in populist ploy. So again, the Kenya Kwanza government, I think we can say one thing is that they have mastered the art of sorry?
That is blackmail.
Yeah.
And it is also
gaslighting Kenyans.
Gaslighting Kenyans.
Indeed.
And I think, everybody expected this to happen. That after exploitation and too much corruption from
Yeah.
SHA to affordable housing.
Yeah.
That at one point, as we get towards the election of 2027, President Ruto would come and try to rebrand
Yes.
in order to be seen as pro-hustler or a pro-people leader.
Yes.
And we know that this politics of blackmail and chicken, we must bring it to an end as well. And
Right.
I tend to believe that these offers that Ruto is trying to give to the people, including the Nyota thing. The Nyota thing, that is a donor.
Scam.
It is a scam. It is a donor-funded project. And I know I have got a very good history and background of even how it is a World Bank-funded project. And I know that it is also a loan. Is walking out there trying to say that it is a grant that is given to the people and to the youth.
Yeah.
And a startup of 22,000
Yeah.
is never beneficial and tangible enough to help you jumpstart a business.
Anything,
It is
really.
not a serious. So as for me, I think that, to put it very plainly, the president is very desperate and he has sensed defeat. He has also acknowledged that the ground is hostile and he has totally and completely lost touch with the people on the ground. So he's trying to revitalize the energy, he's trying to revitalize and to come back to the people. And that is something that is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because he has always been consistent in saying that wajinga walisha Kenya. There is no longer a fool in this country. And we all know that the problems that we are going through as a country today are originated or are associated with the president or the person of the president that is now trying to rebrand and try to sneak back to the people with some funny offers like the SHA and shift and even the tax waiver that is now trying to bring in. And this gentleman has totally exploited the people, totally impoverished the salaried persons. And we know the amount of taxes that he introduced that have always brought down the people that are salaried. And when he says that the salaried we are going to reduce the taxes for those who are salaried, where does that place the informal sector that is also being impoverished by these new tax policies or the tax regime? So I think that there is no clear economic plan that the president has in place to uplift the struggling economy. And that is why he's now trying to come back with these funny tax policies to try and revitalize his lost political growth. And we are not going to give the president the opportunity to revive his political career that has totally died.
Right.
We know where we want this country to go.
Absolutely.
And we are very focused in transforming this country.
Yeah.
And we know the kind of leaders that we want to elect. So the president is not in the list of the people that we deem fit to transform this country.
Yeah.
And so we have totally rejected him and we are charting a new path as a country and as a people. And we have said that all these economic jokes that he's trying to craft are not going to either help resurrect his political career.
That's right.
We have forgotten about him, and what only awaits after the defeat, we shall ensure that we repossess and repatriate the resources that they have looted together with his cronies.
Yeah.
And that is it.
And that's that. And that is on that. And, you know, really, the stakes are higher now. The stakes continue being higher. And
Absolutely.
I hope we can get our political act together. And that, ladies and gentlemen, leads us to the end of our newspaper review. We are not even going to take a break. We are going to segue right into our conversation for today. And my question is simple. Our question is simple, is have churches become the new political playground, especially for Kenyan politicians? And I want us to listen in to a news piece that was done by Citizen TV. I think this is 2 weeks ago when your, am I allowed to say your leader, your party leader? Am I allowed to say that he's your party leader?
Yes,
is it in public domain?
It is in public domain.
Fantastic. When your party leader was attacked at an Othaya church. So let's listen in and then we come back and we get into the meats and the bones of this discussion.
DCP, and that is Democracy for the Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua, was yet again tear-gassed during a church service in Othaya, Nyeri, and one of his vehicles burned. Several congregants were reportedly injured during the chaos, with Gachagua evacuated through the fence at the back of the Wairima ACK church. And as you'll hear now from Stephen Leto, several vehicles belonging to the opposition leaders were damaged during the chaos that was blamed on the police.
It was yet another chaotic church service for DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua and his allies. As the church service at Witima ACK was disrupted as cloud of tear gas engulfed the church, what followed was sporadic gunfire as Gachagua and his team scampered for safety. One of Gashagua's car was burned while several others were damaged. Several people were injured during the melee as they scampered for their safety. DCP leaders' bodyguards whisked him away into the thickets as the vehicles were vandalized on the other end. After the melee, Gachagua retreated to his Munyiri home in Mathira constituency and narrated the ordeal.
A gang of us 15 police officers, rogue police officers, under the command of 2 bodyguards belonging to that guard Betty Maina, the women rep from Ranga. These people came with a police vehicle, GK vehicle, GKB 765X, and another one from Marawa police station that ferried goons and police officers from Ranga.
Gachagua claims that the police rained bullets towards him and his bodyguards, questioning why such an occurrence, barely 200 meters from where the church function was, not responded to by local police.
These officers attached to Betty Maina are the ones that attacked us in Kagio, they attacked us in Narok, they attacked Senator Nyoto in Muranga, and they have attacked us today. The vehicles number are here, Kipchumba Murkomen. These police officers' images are circulating on social media. So what are you telling us? You have asked the IG to investigate. You cannot investigate yourself. This is a government attack, well known to Kipchumba Murkomen. Stop pretending that you are shocked that a church can be attacked.
Gachagua also refuted claims that he is stage managing attacks for political mileage.
I've seen a lot of nonsense by government bloggers trying to say that we can stage manage our own attack. Where can we get access to tear gas? Is it sold in a supermarket or in Gekomba? Where do we get access to AK-47 assault rifles? Where do we get access to government land cruisers? Where do we get access to police uniform? We can't. And Kenyans are not foolish.
Wipa leader Kalonzo Musyoka condemned the attacks on Gachagua and called for immediate and in-depth investigations.
Kwa hivyo tunakemea kwa nguvu zote tukio hilo na kuweka mbele yake Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto. Ni lazima yeye mwenyewe ndiye ameidhinisha tukio kama hilo. Haliwezekani bila William Ruto kusema fanyeni hiyo kazi.
This thing will pass. And I want to tell the people of Kenya, the darkest hour is just before dawn.
Gachagua reiterated that he remains undeterred and unbowed despite the spirited attacks on him, saying he will soldier on with the journey to liberate the country. Stephen Leto said.
Right. Yeah, that is a story courtesy of Citizen TV that was done about 2 weeks ago when the attack on the former deputy president, now the leader of DCP party, Rigathi Gachagua, during a church service in Othaya. And, this is not the first attack that he's been able to be put in harm's way of. You've heard him even as he recounted that it happened in...
It has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. Yes, it has happened in many places. And it's not just him. There are other political figures, both locally, regionally, and internationally, that have been targeted, politically, especially when it comes to being in places of worship. And that is our discussion for today. First things first, I just want to understand, what does this expose to us as a people? What does this expose? What does it mean? What does it represent when we continuously see the weaponization of the pulpit for political mileage and political, whether it's leverage, mileage, or balkanization? But then again, what does it also expose to us for the kind of, because we are looking at two institutions here. There is the church as a separate institution, and we also have politics or the state as a separate institution. And I know that there has been a continuous conversation about, should we separate the state from the church, and how do we navigate these two colliding, because they will always find ways of colliding in terms of expression. So basically, I think my first question to you would be, what does this expose to us as a Kenyan people found at a crossroads between these two colliding institutions that are very pertinent to the very fabric of what it means to be human and what it means to be a Kenyan citizen?
And first things first, politics, in political science, we are taught that the origin of politics is the church.
Mhm.
So politics originated from the church in Rome. And so, to say it very plainly, is that you can never separate politics from the church. And so it is not even worth imagining that you can at one point separate politics or leadership of a country or any society from the church.
Right.
So these are two inseparable institutions. Coming to what just happened and the intention that the government, the intention of the people who perpetrated this, or the people who executed that attack on Rigiji. First of all, I want to say that, we have been in this country for quite some time. And we know the history that certain political characters have with the church.
Yes.
And the bad things that have always been done to the church by certain living political figures in this country. So the attack that we saw in Witima, Odhaya, it was not just a mere attack. It was an attempt on Rigathi Gachaga's life. It was barely an attempted assassination. And so they just missed on his life with a whisk, and we have to give credit to his team that ensured that he was evacuated from that scene very speedily. And that is why up to now we can say that Rigiji is alive because he managed to escape from that scene.
Yeah.
So the main reason as to why it has been happening majorly to Rigathi Gachagua is because Rigathi Gachagua is the biggest impediment to Ruto's re-election in 2027 because he has afforded to consolidate the voter-rich region. Mount Kenya's got more than 5 million votes, and Rigiji has consolidated that voter base, and it is solidly behind him. So he has locked Ruto out of Mount Kenya. So that is the frustration that Ruto is going through, because it is Mount Kenya that propelled Ruto to State House in 2022. It was not any strategy. It was not any a strategic. People always describe Ruto as a strategic genius. No, it is not correct. The reason as to why William Ruto is president as we speak is because he managed to convince Mount Kenya to solidly back his bid. So the frustration that Ruto has and the anger that he has against Rigiji is because Rigiji has locked him out of the mountain. And so all these attacks that we have been seeing targeted at Rigiji are attempts to try to intimidate and threaten the mountain and the voters from Mount Kenya to back down on their stance against this government. And I believe that the Mount Kenya has made a decision, a unanimous decision, of not to ever elect a person that is a destroyer of an economy, a person that has completely taken them back as a community. And so that is the frustration that Ruto has. And then I want to say that that is a very bad political exercise. We should not practice politics of retrogressive politics and diabolic politics up to now. You have tried also to compare with other countries. We have seen what Museveni has done to that gentleman there called Bobby Wine. You can never import Museveni's tactics into our country, because even in terms of our democratic status and the advancement and the stride that we have made as a country in terms of harboring a democracy that is sustainable. So you can never take us back to the dark days of Moi. We are not going to accept to go back there. So however much Ruto tries to intimidate the vote, however much he tries to intimidate those who have been vocal and those who have been sustained opposition against his government, I tend to believe that the Kenyan people have made a decision of never to entertain the petty politics of William Ruto. So it is very unfortunate, and it was very terrifying even to watch that video of Rigiji being attacked in a broad daylight in his backyard. And so we have to be very vigilant even as a people to take care of these individuals who will help us get rid of a government that is anti or against the people.
Right.
So Rigathi Gachagua is a treasure to this country, and his life, the moment you do away with Rigathi Gachagua in the manner in which we saw as planned on that day, you declare and you transcend this country into anarchy. So Rigathi Gachagua must be protected because he's now the senior most political figure that we have in this country. And he's one of the persons that had come up after Raila Amolo Odinga to bridge that gap that we might have seen.
Right.
So we have to protect Rigiji from this rogue regime, and we also have to defend and protect our sacred places of worship. Let us not import retrogressive politics to places of worship. Let us respect the church. Let us respect all our places of worship, and let us also respect the freedom of worship. Let us respect our constitution, because every person has got a right to worship at a place of his choosing.
Right. And you bring up a very important point, which is the church and the sanctity of the church should be at all times upheld, right? But when you unleash chaos at a church where kids are in, they are present, the church is a place of worship, as you're saying. So every member of society is present, and then these goons come and tear gas is flying left, right, and center. He also allegedly said that bullets were flying left, right, and center during this church service that he was attacked at, without thinking about how it puts the people that are, there's a lot of danger around the people that are present, and that's something that I think I need you to speak on. Could you speak a little bit on that?
And we know that the current leadership and the current government has got no respect for life.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen children being shot dead
Yes.
in a broad daylight. We have seen youth championing for their rights being brutally killed, being abducted, and never be seen again. So we have a government in place that does not respect life. So as for me, I don't expect any decency from this government. I don't expect this government to play a clean and decent and issue-based politics, because they have shown that they will blatantly disregard the rule of law. And so, just like I told you before, they are people who have never ever respected places of worship. We know the worst that they have done to those sacred places. So we are not going to assume that these are people who have reformed in any way, any form or shape. So these are people that will continue to engage on such activities. And yesterday it was very unfortunate because I saw the president in a church. He came and launched a certain church in Embakasi South. So him pretending to be very holy, and you see all these attacks that are happening under his watch, it must also be, it is questionable, and it is worth noting that he can be part and parcel of those attacks, that sustained attacks on Rigathi Gachagua, because he has never come out publicly to condemn such attacks and such regressive attacks on political figures. So it is very demeaning of places of worship. It is a backward political strategy, and I tend to believe that our country has made strides and we have made steps towards achieving a real democracy as a country. And so it is not something that is pleasant to see when you get into a church and start to endanger the lives of the children, you start to endanger the lives of elderly people.
Yeah, the congregants.
You have to, there are also women there, we have expectant mothers in those places. These are things that we must be always cognizant about, even if you want to practice politics of hooliganism and goonism. These are things that we must always be very mindful about.
Yeah.
If it is a must that you have to attack a political figure, given political figure, get there are spaces, there are public places that they always attend in their rallies. You can organize your goons to go and interfere with their rallies in a manner that is not endangering anybody's life.
Correct.
But the moment that we start to get into churches and places of worship, start to attack and aim to kill political figures in places of worship, and then that shows how badly we have fallen as a people.
And you see, for him, he has security security personnel that actually evacuated him into safety.
Yeah.
And what about the Kenyans who don't have security detail in that front? So you see, our priorities as a nation are also very wanting. But I want us to go back to something that you did say when I first asked the question about should we have a conversation about the separation between state and the state and the church, right? And you rightfully said that all politics do come indeed from the institution of the church as we know it. And indeed, when you look at even the constitution, there's a lot of drawing from scriptural and I think books of religion references on that front. But while we understand that there is a point of colliding between the state and the church, there can be one and the same thing in some states. For example, you look at the story of the Vatican. The Vatican is a state that is purely run on
by the clergy.
Yes, like it's a clergy run state, and it exists as it does. The UK is also another one. The Anglican Church is second to the government, actually, if not it being the government as it stands. But then you come to Kenya. The case of Kenya, when you analyze the case of this country, is that the church only seems to lose the focus when it comes to political affiliations, because it's not. It feels as if we only allow political platforming in the church when it is something that is bad. And for me, that's what my question is. How do we ensure that we hold the church accountable so that they can have their boundaries in the right place, so that when we have a politician wanting to come, even if at all they even should allow politicians to come and stand and start politicking while service is going on. And I mean, Kenya is a big country, and you have 7 days out of a week. Why is it that the church is the one that is allowing politicians to come and politic while the service is going on? That is my question to you.
There is not, and to be precise, there is nothing really wrong with politicians getting an opportunity to speak in churches. I think that is one of the natural crowds that exist. And so in politics, if you get an opportunity to meet your people, a gathering, a congregation, and then I think there is nothing that should hinder you from maybe, let's say, talking to them, having to advise your people, and trying to really tell them on the plans, the kind of plans that you have for them, and whatever you intend to do to them.
Right.
And on your point of separation of politics from the church,
Yeah.
just like you have mentioned a case study. You've taken a case study of
The Vatican.
The Vatican is a theocratic state, a state that is purely run by the clergy and the church.
Yeah.
You also go to a country like Iran. Iran, the supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah, is a sheikh. He's a religious leader, and we see the sense when you try to blend in the faith with the administration of the government. There is some sense of sobriety. There is some sense of decency in terms of how the affairs of the country is run. And so, as for me, my position is that we should not try to separate the church from politics. It is also worth noting that even in our country, the church has played an immense role in terms of shaping our democracy and in terms of always checkmating the government. The church has equally remained at one point the voice of the voiceless. The church has always been there, and to also even bridge the gap in terms of development, churches have always played a very active role in provision of essential amenities to the people, like schools. We know the much they have done in terms of that area. The schools, the hospitals that we have that are owned by churches. So the church has played an active role in supporting the government than the government has done to support them. And so if we start to attack the government, which is always a very key stakeholder in terms of ensuring that the development that we desire is achieved, and then we are moving towards a very wrong path and direction. So it is not possible to distinguish or to separate the politics from the church. And our politicians must also be given an opportunity. I stand here strongly because even me, I'm raised in a family that is theocratic. My dad is a religious leader. And so I know when I talk about how religion and politics should be blended, I am a person that is speaking from it from a practical point of view.
Right.
So the politics and church should never ever be imagined to be separated.
Right.
So because these are institutions that should always work in partnership and collaboration.
But they shouldn't be weaponized also.
I think, the government has got monopoly of violence. That one we know.
Yeah.
But when we start to mate violence on the church and faithful individuals, then that is when it becomes wrong. It is not possible, and it should not be allowed that the government start to tear gas the people inside a church.
Right.
If you have got a beef, or if you have got an issue with a specific political leader, there are apparatus, there are legal ways of trying to deal with even your political competitors. You can use the criminal justice system, because that is what we have seen happen even in other countries. Like it was done to Trump by the former US administration.
Yeah.
So starting to weaponize the church and trying to it is an aim to try and intimidate or threaten the church into submission. I don't think if there is one institution that is driven by courage than the church. The moment you start to attack churches, and then you automatically reignite the bravery and courage amongst the people. So the people, they will always keep soldier on. They will always not submit to you because you are trying to intimidate them.
Yeah.
So as for me, the churches are no-go zone. The violent politics should not be meted on the church, and it is a position that I hold. But what should also not happen is now trying to block politicians from engaging in church activity, because other than trying also going there just maybe to share their views with the people, they also support the church immensely. And that
with money and handouts.
No, it is not majorly handouts, because these are the kind of money that the church has sometimes used to initiate certain projects that are beneficial to our communities. So it is not handouts. It is giving back to the community in a specific, in an organized way, because you cannot just appear in a community and start a project that is philanthropic if there is no institution that is you are going to enter through. So I think the church bridges that gap, that if I have got something that I have to offer to a community, and then I get to a setup that is organized, and that is the church. And that is how we give back to our communities. So our churches play active role in shaping opinions in this country, and the churches should always be respected. That is a position that I hold. And if a government is a government that is so retrogressive and backward and blatant in respect to the rule of law, we should do away with it, and the church should not. The church is untouchable.
The church is untouchable, and what I don't understand is what is the mandate of the church, basically, at the core of it all. At any given point, there was nowhere that the church was supposed to be mandated to maybe run social programs or economic programs for the church. No, it is for spiritual reasons. The church mainly exists for the spiritual nourishment of the people, the public, or just people in general. Then you come and you find that the state is meddling with the affairs of the church. And so now we have things like, we saw the other day President Ruto coming and giving 20 million to a given church. And he came under a lot of fire, of course, for that. And I'm not saying that the church should not be given money. Don't hear what I am not saying, guys. I'm just saying, where is the line between how the church deals to trade with the state with integrity in measure, so that we do not have a watering down? So in the case where, for example, a politician who comes in the church and we know that they do not have a very good track record, can this church also be the one to hold the leaders accountable? Like, why do we seem as if we have a church that is sort of going through amnesia?
And what really needs to happen,
Yeah.
as for me, I rarely view church as a faith-based society in terms of spiritual nourishment. That is an individual affair. As for me, when I go to church, when I approach a church, I expect my spirituality to grow. And that is an issue that is not very integral within a church. Churches have for years played role in ensuring that we achieve the development that requires a community.
Yes.
So churches are not only meant for spiritual nourishment, as you put it. As for me, I view church as an institution that is there to bridge the development gap that exists in our community.
Yeah.
Because it is an institution that has got population. Whenever you see a population, always expect that in terms of development, something needs to really happen. That population that you have within a church and that cohesion that we have within a church, it should always be turned into some sense of productivity. So we cannot only say that, we go to church in order to gain in terms of spirituality. What really matters is what is the population that is within that church impacting on that specific community. So those people are organized in a manner that when they are sensible enough, it is only worth initiating projects that will, at the end of the day, help a community. And that is why even with the origin of the church and the origin of Christianity, even in Africa, when they came, the missionaries, when they came and they backed their mission with these amenities that we see. There are a lot of mission hospitals and schools that we have in our country. They did a lot of projects even in terms of sensitizing and educating our people. So that is a role that the church must continue to perpetuate, and we must always keep it forward. And we must always ensure that churches are supported, and that churches, we must be a conscious and an accountable society. That when a church exists somewhere within your community, they must provide water for that community. They must ensure that there are infrastructural development, hospitals are there. There are schools that people can go and learn in. So these are the benefits that the church gives to a community, besides the spiritual faith and standing.
I hear you. I hear it. And we will continue with our conversation in just a bit. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is a Power Morning Drive show. I'm here with Mr. David Wipa when we are talking about, is the Kenyan church the new political playground for politicians? And we're talking about that even as we take a quick break right now. When we come back, we continue with our discussion. So please, if you have any questions, start sending them in and we will be sure to answer them as we proceed with our discussion for today. Do keep it Power Radio.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Yeah, they call me Beast from the East, weighing 106 pounds, 5'6". Don't come no better than that. His name is Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben, you a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben, you a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say Niko Kanya tote meni handa mengara shots cut to the match bandana jina ni big in the hot floor rap. I'm hot tonight. Nebo ni damani dada mfuko unamkwanja viatu zimengara. Embassy nice ndio lebo ya sigara. Wait up kuja hapa nifungulie taska tote meni handa nataka sambuka pewa chochote bakadi ya marula. Leo nitakumanga mimi ni mtu mbaya siwezi kukuwacha nitakuweka bamba tukikatika salsa asubuhi ikifika nikupeleke kecha. Mambo leo ni moto nikugwan kudenja. Nikugwan kudenja. Mambo leo ni moto nikugwan kudenja. Bring the chorus in. Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben, you a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say Big Ben. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say Big Ben. That's why they call me Ben, you a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Ben, you a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Ben, you a floor rap king. Everybody let's sing. Say all of a sudden I thought I was in heaven and it's around 7 with so many women. Angi Machanda comes on like thunder when it cry out from a telephone wire. The way she was acting didn't hesitate. Took a phone number to mano, definite they smile bila time. Bio man bia no doubt mazi pia naye akasema ndiye tell you mamazi wa Kisumu wanapenda bia. 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 Bring the chorus in. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say, that's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say, I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say, that's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Let me pumzika, breathe in, breathe out. Please let me pumzika. Let me pumzika, breathe in, breathe out. Please let me pumzika. Let me pumzika, breathe in, breathe out. Please let me pumzika. Let me pumzika, breathe in, breathe out. There's no pumzika cause I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say, that's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say, I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say, that's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say, that's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. Say, I yank to the beat, move to the left when the yank to the beat. Say, that's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King. Everybody let's sing. That's why they call me Pindu of Floor Rap King.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
This is how we get down. Karibu Nairobi where we don't play. We got the mirror selling gomba every day. How many killer weekend in my city? Who on the fools? All night long, mazay fun to the break of dawn. Shorties walking around, sporting them thongs. 5 in the morning, singing a happy song. No matter what, believe that brother in Nairobi is where you gon' find me. Wilding out and with the rest for Nairobians. Valley lounging, sky relaxing. Don't matter if you're fucking like pimpin'. My city, my town. This is how we do it. This is how we get down. My city, my town. This is how we do it. This is how we get down.
Karibu mama sana kwenye zikila nazi na burudika na mboko ya mnazi koi kwa bui bui tuzila tui tui kila siku kuna niamba ya jui jui. Salam alaikum salam karibia hikaram samaka kupaka pilau melatia dam tarbush biryani kuku skill tam wenye beach party na kuchezea na mashori na tokezea na watoto wa kimanga wote wamegaga ile mgongoni gina mkono mswaga Mombasa. Namasela by the beaches, we love the cool breeze, holidays, blow hella, wageni waje wapone machis, land of my birth, Mombasa, mji wa rana anasa, we utakoma, chakacha na msondo ngoma.
Kenya's capital city, Nairobi is the place to be. Sip some pili, gotta go from Shatta, what's the deal? What's the deal? I'm in Munyiri.
Nimetuliza Bella V na Bill CV.
Okay, walk behind my cheese, in my bridge and enjoy the cool breeze. My city, my town. This is how we do it. This is how we get down. My city, my town. This is how we do it. This is how we get down.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I sing this song because of you, because of the love you made me know is true. I sing this song because of you, because I hope that you love me too. Your smile got the best of me, so I'm singing you this melody. And even if this life ends now, I know that I am happy with you. I'm happy with you. I know that I am happy with you. Your smile, your voice, I know that I am happy with you. I sing this song because of you, because when you leave I don't see no one else. I may be daft, I may be young to say that I don't feel this love. No, I don't got proof, but just listen to my heart say. Your smile got the best of me, so I'm singing you this melody. And even if this life ends now, I know that I am happy with you. I'm happy with you. I know that I am happy with you. Your smile, your voice, I know that I am happy with you. I'm happy with you. Your smile got the best of me, so I'm sure that this is meant to be. And even if this life ends now, I know that I am happy with you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. All right, welcome back. That is Happy With You, and that is by Nikita Kiring. And yes, we are happy with you. And you know why? Because you have decided to stick around with us on the Power Morning Drive show. You are tuning in to Power Radio, where you tune in and power up. My name is Wanyoike. I'm your host, and I'm here with my guest, Mr. David Wipa. We are talking about, is the Kenyan church the new political playground? And let's just jump right into our conversation, back into our conversation. So I just wonder, does the politicization of churches deepen ethnic or political polarization at the grassroots level, do you think?
I don't think if the church is... But one of the things, the church is always there to checkmate government.
Mm-hmm.
And always we know that any institution that is always there to maybe ensure the checks and balances on the government is always profiled as an organization that stands for radicalization of the population against the government.
Yes.
But I think that is just an integral part that the government or the church has to always play. So there is nothing really radical about the church ensuring that the people are always sensitized and educated. The church equally offers a very neutral ground to the people, because the church does always ensures that it is impartial in terms of how they package their communication to the people.
Yeah.
The church is always very independent.
Yeah.
And it is not driven by any sense of prejudice.
Right.
So the church is an institution that is driven by integrity, it is driven by impartiality, and there is no need of trying to suggest that churches are always there to critique a government. And even if they do so, it is their responsibility.
Yes.
And in doing that, they are always driven by objectiveness. The churches are always very objective in terms of how they checkmate a government. So the churches must always be led to remain as they are in terms of how they ensure that the government runs its affairs in a manner that is in respect of the constitution, in respect of the will of the people, in respect of the contract that they always have in place with the people.
Yeah.
And churches have always existed for that. They have always ensured and sustained their position. It is only a few church leaders and churches that we have seen sell out on that mandate that they have always been dedicated to.
Yeah.
And so the churches, as for me, I believe that the churches should always continue to stand their ground and to oppose a government. As for now, taking a case study of our country today, the kind of opposition that we see against the government is not as strong as it has been before. That is something that is worth emulating, because that is as a result of the kind of bulldozing that we have seen, the kind of harassment that we have seen the government do against the opposition. And so, the church has always been sacred, and even in as much as the government that we have in place is as rogue as it is, it has always practiced some sense of reservation when it comes to the church.
Yeah.
So the church is an integral institution, and it plays a very pivotal role in our society in terms of trying to ensure that the checks and balances are ensured. It also supports the opposition that we have. So the church, in its place and in its position, should remain and should stick to that responsibility. Yeah.
And what does the church have to do to ensure that I don't know, in a way it feels as if there is a need for the church to remain neutral, but then again that's very unfortunately that's not possible, because there is some radicalization that needs to happen to ensure that the church is the church cannot be neutral, especially when it is faced with this blatant political disruptions. And interference.
I know what has happened lately in our countries, because the government that we have in place has succeeded in capturing institutions that should always checkmate the processes and the exercises that happen. And so the church is their next plan to capture. So what I believe in as a political scientist is that senior political leaders should be exempted from the church. For instance, taking a case study of the president has got a 1 billion shillings church. It is a church that is worth 1,000 billion in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the building, and he said it publicly that there is a church that is supporting and is building and advancing in State House that is worth 1 billion, because it deems that a State House cannot have a church that is not of a quality and a standard of the State House. So I don't see the need of the president traversing the country again on Sundays pretending to be fellowshipping with the people. I think on Sundays the president should let the churches that are outside the State House stay as they are. For the opposition team, I think and I believe that they should always be in constant touch with the church. So the opposition and the church should always work in tandem. They should always collaborate in ensuring that the government provides the services to the people. The person that should be exempted from the church, the person should not be allowed to interfere with the processes of the church, is the person of the President of the Republic. For instance, the President of the Republic of Kenya. And so the president should not be allowed, and even if he appears in a church fora, he should not be granted an opportunity to speak, because the church is independent and the church has a responsibility to checkmate the person of the president. So the president should not again come to the church and try to prove that he is doing something that is meaningful to the people. So the president should not be allowed to enter a church podium and try to communicate or rather offer some message to the public in that specific space. The church, just as I have said, should work very closely with the opposition, and the church should be a bedroom. It should be an institution that is working very at a close range with the opposition, but not with the government. For this, not for the leaders that we have at the grassroots level, for them I think there should be some leeway. They should be allowed to associate with the church in that space. But for a person of the president should not appear in local churches and try to convince the people that he's doing something that is very pertinent and that is very tangible.
Mhm.
As for him, he should continue to pray in State House, where he has constructed a 1 billion worth church, and the congregants, or rather the normal or the common citizens like me and you, should be left to question and to interrogate how he runs the affairs of this country.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Is it a problem that the president has built a church at State House?
it is not a problem. It is just very ridiculous.
Mhm.
Because I don't
How
see
so?
That
Because if a president comes today and they decide to build a museum, would it be taken in the way that this specific one of the church been taken?
And it is pure hypocrisy.
Mhm.
There is no way you can pretend as a president that you are constructing a church worth 1 billion in State House, yet there are students or there are pupils in our countries that are learning under trees.
Mhm.
That is now the hypocrisy.
Mm.
So I don't see the need of constructing a church worth 1 billion in State House.
Mhm.
Really doesn't even make sense. There are a lot of spaces in State House where you can gather and pray on Sundays and at any given point or at any given time. There is no need of allocating 1 billion shillings to construct a church. It is just very ridiculous, and it doesn't make any sense to me. And that church has existed there for years. If there is a church that exists, why must you have left it with Kenya shillings worth 1 billion? I think those are some of the avenues in which pilferage happens, because you allocate a 1 shillings billion for the church, and then there is no any accountability that is going to come out of it. How are we going to know that this 1 billion shillings that was allocated for this church through our budget has been expended fully on that specific project, and to what benefit is that church to the people? I believe these are some of the petty kind of development that we have seen in this country, and these are some of the things that we need to do away with. There is no way, and in your rightful mind, you can allocate 1 billion Kenya shillings to construct a church or to uplift a church. It doesn't really make sense to me, and I believe that even the sensible people have questioned that. We are not against the church. We are only saying that the church is being used. The church is being used as a scapegoat to steal money from the Kenyan coffers. Yeah.
It's very complicated, and I hear you. It's your personal opinion. It's complicated. The relationship with Kenya, the Kenyan church and the Kenyan state is a very complicated and dicey situation, and I understand why most people would say that.
But
in
one
regard,
of the
yeah.
things that should be the bottom line is the president should be blocked from attending local churches.
Mhm.
He should worship at State House.
Mhm.
Because even us, we are not allowed to go.
We are not allowed to go.
At State House. So
See,
the president
maybe
should
when
not come
he-
and interfere with us also outside.
Mm.
Like for instance, yesterday in Pipeline, you know, people there around that place.
Yeah.
Because I live around that place.
Yeah.
We were given house arrest because you could not come outside. There is a lot of interference.
Yes.
Even people who sell around that place.
Right,
The businesses,
couldn't.
the formal businesses, informal businesses that happen around that place.
Because the president
They
is
were
coming.
evacuated from that place because the president, for close to a week, they closed up their businesses because
Wow.
the president, an individual was coming to fellowship in that place.
Right.
So the kind of interference that we see. You find the roads are blocked because the president also has got a natural crowd that they work with, they mobilize. So there was total lockdown in pipeline. People could not go on with their daily affairs because the president was around to come and fellowship.
Yeah.
So that kind of economic sabotage that we see just because the president is coming to worship,
yes,
should be stopped. And I think it will also help to combat such kind of interferences when the president, because he knows that he attracts some crowd and interferes with the people, he should always just stick at State House and worship there. If he has got no official duty that is bringing him to the people, he should expend that specific day of worship to worship at State House, interact with his family, and expend that day with people that are closer to him.
Yeah.
Not to come again and interfere with the people that he has exploited to the level that we are seeing today.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. We've come to almost the end of our conversation today, and there's many things that we have touched on. But if you were to, I guess, wrap up the conversation that we've had today with your political science knowledge, and even speaking towards, okay, so where do we go next as Kenyan people in terms of reimagining or the reframing of the relationship between the Kenyan state and the Kenyan church? What are some of the things that we need to start doing? What would be the recommendations from your end? How does implementing that look like? And where does that leave us at thinking about the relationship between the state and the church?
I think as we speak today, Anne, the cordial relationship that we have seen before between the church and government has been totally destroyed. The only thing that will salvage that occurrence is electing a new, sober and sensible government. Because as for me, I tend to believe that the churches are places that must be respected. Those are sacred places that must be respected. The church leadership must also be respected. One of the things that we also need to do as a church, because I speak from both points of view, a church, the organization and the institution, the epicenter, or rather the penultimate organization that always speaks for the churches, should come out and strongly start to condemn the government. What we have seen before of people, church leaders trying to come out and to associate closely with government is what has brought the church to the level at which it is today. Because majority or some of the church leaders have been captured.
Yeah.
We have seen church leaders before go to State House to consult with the president, and they're given tokens, they're given handouts, and they're given brown envelopes. So the church should always remain very independent, and the people must also take care of the church leadership.
Yes.
When you are a member of a given church, please ensure that you take care of the church and the church leadership, so that we don't see the kind of interference and the kind of bribery that we have seen happen to the church leadership.
Yes.
So our church should disassociate itself from this government, especially this government. We are not saying that the church should not work hand in hand with the government, but they should maybe take a break from associating with this government, because this government has so many unfulfilled promises, and they should have the ultimate. I mean, when it matters that they have to associate with this government, then the government has got certain responsibility to fulfill first. The church should always have the ultimatums. They should have their irreducible minimums before they start to work at close range with the government.
What would their irreducible minimums look like?
And first of all, we have got the people who are abducted. Some of them were killed by this administration. They are yet to be compensated. And this government also rode into power in a platform of transforming the lives of the people, bringing down the cost of living. They are yet to achieve that. We have also seen very retrogressive policies being implemented by this government that have worked very badly against schools, that have worked very badly against hospitals, the implementation of SHA, the implementation of the new education funding model. So these are things that we should sit down and align first before the government starts, the church starts to submit itself to the government. So the church should be very clear and categorical in their reducible minimums before they start to work hand in hand with the government.
Right.
Yeah.
I want us to read a couple of comments coming in here. And it is 47 IGW4Fs. That I don't know what that is supposed to mean. But thank you so much for taking the time to tune into the Power Morning Drive Show. Anasema, let him pray in State House. I think he was reacting or responding to what you just said about the president being in State House as his place of worship. He's also saying, best talk as a leader and talking about how our churches have become playgrounds for these corrupt leaders. Big up Power Radio. Big up to you too as well. Then he's asking, what changes will Mr. David Wipa do in the Suno youth?
So
I don't know what that's about. I think they meant Suna. I think this is your constituent here. Yes, they want to know. They want to know what changes will Mr. David Wipa. What will you do when you get into power? If you get into power, when you get into power, especially for the Suna West youth.
I am a very unique character. I was equally subjected to that question yesterday when I was meeting one of the senior persons that I have a friend who is a very senior government official.
Okay.
And the question was that, what would you like to offer different? And basically as a member of parliament, your jurisdiction is on legislation, oversight and representation. That is the basis in which you stand as a member of parliament. And I know one of the first motions and bills that I will take to parliament is on corruption, how to end the corruption in this country. Because that is one of the things that has always impeded growth and development in this country. And on corruption, we have a lot of corrupt individuals in this country. And what has been the problem and the challenge of that has always jeopardized the corruption cases is that we always don't have a time frame within which a corruption case is litigated and the verdict given. So I think, I believe that as for me, a period of 6 months should be enough to litigate a corruption case and bring to book the culprits. We also need to empower. One of the things that I've also thought and have had in mind is that we need to also empower the boy child. I think we have empowered the girl child much and better. As for now, we need to also now refocus on the boy child that has been left behind for eons now. So on the two bills that I will present to parliament is the end to corruption bill and empowering the boy child. So those are the things that I will take to parliament on my first 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have to, because I believe that we have to end the corruption, and then we have also to empower the boy child. Because I have seen majority of political leaders, or rather the members of parliament that we have in place, they always pride of expending the CDF money prudently. As for me, I would not take credit of the CDF as much as I've seen the leaders done before. Because the CDF kitty has got its management team. It is not within your mandate as a member of parliament to act on the CDF. On the CDF, you are just an overseer. Your role there is very ceremonial. So you don't again start to take credit of the CDF. So that would not be my main focus. What I would ensure is that expenditure is done very prudently and to the advantage of the people. But I would take credit majorly to what I contribute to my country through bringing in bills that are beneficial to our people, through ensuring that the education sector and all these other responsibilities of the executive arm of government are done in a manner that is transparent and impactful to the citizenry.
Yeah. I love that. Awesome. Okay, cool. And I think that leads us to the end of our conversation for today.
Thank you.
Your parting shot.
First and foremost, I want to say that as a country, we are at a very bad state as we speak. Because we are a country that has now not only interfered with the church, captured the church, but has also turned its back to the church. So I think we should reinstate sobriety in our country, and we should ensure that places of worship are respected. I also want to encourage our people, the young generation, the Gen Zs, to to continue with the registering as voters, because we have got a duty and responsibility of to change and transform the leadership of this country, and that will only happen when we register as voters. I think we also need to stay vigilant as a people. Now there is this Finance Bill 2026 that is coming up, and we should learn on the budget formulation process. We should not wait until the budget is passed to start to make noise and to start to raise alarm. We should be very active from the beginning and to ensure that we take part in public participation process that is going to happen on the budget, because we don't want to see our country again being taken to where it was in 2024. So let us alleviate the challenges at the primary level. Let us not wait until it gets to that level of passage and come out to try to topple it. Let us act very professionally and let us participate in this budget making process. I also want to say that the youth should take politics very seriously. Let us come out not only as voters in 2027, but also get to capture these positions, because we are the change that we desire. We are the ones that are now up to date with our needs and on the mechanisms in which we can use to uplift our societies and our generation.
Right.
And I want also to appreciate you, Han,
of course,
because of the role that you have played in ensuring that we checkmate our government. So thank you so much for that, and continue soldiering on.
Thank you. Yes, and we appreciate you. And again, we really, really do wish you all the best, even as you campaign and as you kuweka mikakati, for the sake.
The moment I appeared on the ground, all of them have gone underground. Nobody is willing to come out and compete.
Nobody is willing to do that.
Nobody is ready for a defeat.
Well, they, now, as we are gearing up towards 2027, most of them might come up now. So
but it will be too late.
Well, they can still come. We live in a democracy. So let them come. Whoever has a longer sleeve than you, mwene mpimane huko hivyo, and we see who gets to sit on that table. Tungoje tuone.
I am very optimistic.
Yes.
That the people are going to consider me against all other candidates. Because as for me, what I believe in is just to offer leadership.
That's it.
And to offer presidents. I want to only serve for a term so that I live
one term.
I just want to be one term.
You just want to be one term.
I just want to be one term
and
offer that leadership.
Okay. Sawa. But all the best, and thank you so much. Many thanks for joining us. That has been our discussion with Mr. David Wipa there on the state of the Kenyan church and the Kenyan state. Look, we've been looking at is the Kenyan church the new political background, or the political playground, I beg your pardon, when it comes to politicians. If you've missed that conversation, not to worry, just head out to Pawa Radio, our YouTube channel, and you will be able to get the full scoop of that conversation as we head out. And many thanks for you who have been able to be a part of this journey since 8 all the way till now. I will now leave you, and I will love you and leave you, and I will see you on Wednesday, same time, same place. Goodbye for now, and still keep it Pawa Radio. Bye.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
They think you're wasted. They think you're wasting your time. They think you're losing your mind. If you're not here, or nahinya dire, it's not too late. Mina songa nawe, umamode, kesho na milele. Uma, kakwaga, karwala, kadoka kyoko. Vele onyola. Uma, kakwaga, karwala, kadoka kyoko. Not been the same. You see me and still love me. kwa mapenzi walai tuko kadi, uma kakwaga karwara kadhoka kioko uma kakwaga karwara kadhoka kioko. You see me, you see me, you see me, you see me, neonyola. You see me, you see me, you see me, neonyola. Maga, kakwaga, karwara, kadhoka kiongo. Neonyola. Maga, kakwaga, karwara, kadhoka kiongo. Yeah, you see me.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power